Alright, so the first step that we want to automate is this process we started doing where, I was like, oh, okay, here I'm going to mark out this interval, and then, oh, this is silence. I'm going to mark out this interval, and so forth. So there's a script that can help us with that, so I'm going to close this up now. Let's clean up a little bit. Let's remove these. I'm hitting Shift and then select these and click on Remove. Alright, now I just have this. And then if we look in the Chatino demo folder, we have a subfolder or subdirectory called scripts. And we're going to take a look at the one called mark pauses. I could double click and open here, or I can also go to prot and open read from file and find that file. So scripts, mark pauses, open. Alright, so it pops open in prot. The top has little pound signs or whatever you call it, hashtags, and it gives some directions. If the line begins with a pound sign, then that means it's a comment, so it doesn't make the script do anything. It's just for you to look at so you can understand the script better. The basic things this says is we open a prot, we'll run the script, but before we do that we need to open a long sound file, make sure it's selected, and then run the script. Then there's a form, and here it gives some parameters where the user can enter things. What it has here is the hard-coded defaults. And you'll see, though, if we, oops, I closed the script by accident. Let me open it by double-clicking it here. So if I select this and then I run this, I can click on here, run, and you can see here's what the form was all about. We can see these are things we can change. So one thing I'll note here is, why did I put those XXX earlier? Because some scripts like this one, it marks the pauses with a XXX as a way to say, ignore me. What does this say? When I create a text grid, using this script, it will save it to some folder. This dot and then slash says, save it to the parent directory of wherever the script file is. And what is the parent directory? Scripts is under Chatino demo. So it will save it to Chatino demo. I already have one from when I was playing here earlier. Let me get rid of that. So yeah, let's give it a try. So I selected the sound. It's highlighted blue. I click run. Let's go. I hit OK. Uh-oh. No long sound selected. What's that about? Well, notice that I typically when you read files from files in prot, it will open as a regular sound file, but I can open as a long sound file using this command. I can click on it, and then here is, oh, this is a scripts folder. I want to go back to Chatino demo folder, and here is my sound file. Now you can see it's a long sound file. So what's the difference? Well, you could check, oh, here, long sound help. So it tells you you can you can use it for sounds. Why is it called long sound? You want to use it for sounds that are too long to read into memory, because then it will take forever for you to gradually, scroll through the sound and work on it. So now we've got it as a long sound, and we can try running again. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut this time, Command R, or for PC, Control R. So let's run it. Oops, sorry. There we go. Here's my form window comes up. Let's try OK. Oh, something happened. All right, we can see a text grid was created here, and we can see a text grid also appeared here. Great. Okay, let's take a look and see what it did. So I hit Shift and select these together, View and Edit. Let's see what it did. All right, we can see we've set down some intervals here. I click there, and I'm going to do a Command N to zoom to selection, and then Command O to zoom out a little bit. Control N and Control O if you're on a PC. Silence.
Hi.
Looks like it did pretty good. Yeah, so we can go through and see it did a pretty good job. How do we know? Well, one thing you want to check is I would usually zoom in a little bit more. So, oops, like here, and we would want to see, for example, that it didn't accidentally cut off our s there. Right, that would be bad. But we can, go in and hand edit these and adjust these things a little bit. It's not too crucial, like if we have a little silence here, padding, how much we have. We want to have some, but we just kind of want to break these into individual intervals and or later also individual sound files. So, if we have a lot of silence, it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of a waste of, it's going to be a little bit of a bigger file, and later maybe if we're analyzing something over the whole file, then it's going to analyze this part, and that'll be a waste. So one thing is, if we look at the spectrogram settings, Prot often has these defaults, the dynamic range at 70. If I hit apply, you can see it'll look like that. And if you have a not very loud recording and plus a lot of background noise, then 70 is way too high. I usually try 50, apply, and let's say OK. And note that, of course, that will affect also, like, what we see here. So, for example, if I did, where was it? So if I did, let's say, something too low, like 30, oops, 30, then I'd be like, oh, hey, look, it started here, right? So, yeah, that wouldn't be good either. I missed the fricative. So 50 is generally a good starting point to try. Okay, so we want to move this back. All right, so I just hit Command A to zoom all, and now I'm doing Command N to zoom in again, so to selection. All right, so at this point, like I said, you can go through, and I generally step through this and I listen and check. Maybe someone like coughed on something, and then you would want to XXX to cough out. Maybe you want to readjust the boundaries a little bit. So the way I do this is it will be something like Alt or Option, and then arrow keys, and then hit Tab to play, and then I can just go through and edit. So here,
high,
for example, I don't need that high, so I'm going to XXX that out. Right? That seems fine. Seems good, and I can go through and continue to edit it. Should this be here? Yep, that's our oops. That's our k. Yeah, right? So we do want that in there. But, I maybe if that wasn't supposed to be there, I could leave it out, but nope, I want it in there. So anyway, I go through and I edit these things and double check.
Low.
So for example, I don't want low, right? So I can XX that out and so forth. And then once I'm happy with my edits, I could also go in again, and now I've saved some time because I marked out the pauses sort of, semi-automatically. I could go in and now, type in my gna h snake by hand and go through and do that. But we can also get some help with a script for that. So that will be the next video. But for now, don't forget, once you hand edit your changes, that will be different from what we originally got spit out from the script. So you'll want to save it. So you go to File, Save Text Grid as text file, and then I can save that. So it exists, that's fine. We're going to replace it. Okay, so yeah, so you edit this all up, and then it'll be set for the next script, which will be this one, which is called Label from Text File. And in that script, we're going to be able to use stuff we already typed in this spreadsheet to automatically populate then the non-xed out text grid intervals.